The longest journey you'll ever take is from here to here, a little over 1 foot. But it's not about the distance, it's about the time that it takes you to get there. So I'll see you when you get there. If you ever get there, see you when you get there. Welcome to Bronte, a great place for fun and sun. And it's all too easy to feel happy on a day like this. But today, I think I might change that for some people. When life runs smoothly, we tend to respond to pleasure in the same way. But when life becomes painful, we tend to all react differently from each other. But by overreacting, we tend to throw ourselves off course from feeling happy. It's important to handle the discomfort to get through to a new level of comfort. So with your meditation and subconscious training, don't rush into it. Take your time, get comfortable, and soon your discomforts will disappear, and everything else will be a whole lot easier on you.
This talk is about putting heart back into the equation, and a few bird noises as well. But when you take heart out of the equation, you make things so much more difficult for yourself. But when you put it back in, you can create and feel a greater sense of enjoyment. The good news is that science has finally come to the table. Usually science isn't really good for much, but it's helped us to understand the thought, feeling and emotion process and how and why it works. For those of you lost on it and lost on the simplicity of it all, and you need to read up on it more, then you can go to heartmath.org and you can read to your heart's content. Hopefully this video will save you that time. Science is showing us that we're surrounded by a field of energy. You can't see it, but it's there. It's electric and magnetic by nature, and we ourselves are of the same source. We receive and transmit this electromagnetic energy. Maybe you've experienced this kind of energy before. You might have walked into a room full of depressed people and felt a certain kind of energy. Yeah, Dave, I do that at work every Monday morning. Or maybe you've been at a football game and the scores have been really close and your team scored a last-minute goal and the crowd go crazy and you feel a certain buzz around the stadium. That's the electrical side of the energy. Now, the magnetic side has a far more reaching effect. If you hold on to a lot of negative energy or negative feelings like anger, frustration and hate, and you're storing that in your heart, you're sending that energy out and it's reflected back to you. It's almost as if it's hitting a big mirror and reflecting those same negative feelings. And you'll find you're attracting the same negative people. It's almost a mirror image of the way that you feel. So if you're lonely and miserable, you don't want to be sending out that negative energy by locking yourself in a room on a Friday or a Saturday night. You want to be going out there and socializing and having fun and creating those positive feelings within you so you can have them reflected back to you. The most successful people in business do one thing better than other people. They love what they do. The heart is 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the mind. So you're attracting to you the success you want faster than the mind will ever do it. So it's the feeling while you're working that's far more important than the thinking of what work you're going to do. Because so many people try to emulate other people's success, but that's their success. That's what they love doing. You've got to find what you love doing. So when you see Mr. and Mrs. Grumpy at work, you know two things. One, they don't love what they do. And two, the feeling they have at work, that negative feeling, is sent out and attracted back to them. And they feel the same way over and over and over again, no matter how hard you try and cheer them up. What they need is a good slap to the head. Get them to wake up and be thankful for having a job, money, food, or shelter. Some people in this world have none of that. But I guess if you slap them in the head, they'd feel even more miserable. What they need is a change of heart. If you only take one thing from the site, don't get locked into a process of thinking. Get locked into a process of feeling. That way, you'll be guided much faster to having whatever it is that you want. And you'll also be appreciative of what you have. And you'll also have time to be able to feed the parrots and the ducks.
Hey Dave, look at my shadow. I wish I was that skinny.
That's the light within you and the darkness beside you.
What's my dark then, Mr. Know-It-All?
That's your fears, worries, doubts, insecurities, all ready to pounce on you at your weakest moment.
Pounce on me, like a tiger. I'll just run from it then. What the hell? It's following me. How do I get rid of it?
You don't, it's with you for life.
Well, what if I sit down? Hey, if I sit down, it gets smaller.
Now you understand the power of being still. It's about creating an open channel within your heart to communicate with.
So the way I communicate is through my feelings, right?
Right, it's not that negative feelings will simply go with the bad. It's about connecting to your heart while diminishing the dark.
And that's not hard?
It's not hard because you're eliminating static that allows you to create what you want in life rather than you shutting it off and doing everything on your own.
Well, that's going to make things a whole lot easier for me.
It will make things easier on you, but the real question is, will you make the effort?
So I go to all this trouble, building this website. Well, all this trouble can get you out of trouble. And there's some real pain out there. People looking for the closest bridge nearby to jump off. They want to put an end to it all. I say don't put an end to it all. Put a start to it all. Put an end to doing things over and over and over again and going nowhere. And put a start to doing something different for a different result. Dave, I'm trying to create better results. I'm trying this and I'm trying that. And I'm doing this and I'm doing that. What am I doing wrong? It sounds like you're not doing anything wrong. I admire and applaud your efforts. It's not what you're doing wrong, it's what you're not doing. So what are you not doing? Dave, everything you talk about on your website. So what's actually going to make you do something about it? Your feelings will. That miserable feeling that you know you deserve better and can have better, but you just don't know how to go about doing it. And there lies your answer. It's found in doing. Those miserable feelings are trying to communicate with you that something's wrong. You need to listen. They're trying to save you pain, frustration, and time from doing the same things over and over and over again and going nowhere. And you want to moan and complain about having them. They're there to serve you. You don't serve them. Dave, you don't know what I have to do to serve those feelings. A case of beers later and they're still there. Yeah, they don't go far. And neither do you. You just need to go from here to here. A little over 1 foot. If I move to my right a little over 1 foot, I'm in big trouble. But if I come down 1 foot, I'm always out of trouble. And that's what I've tried to show you on this website, what lies within. You're an incredibly amazing person, more amazing than this view behind me. But it's on you to do the work. Knock and the door will open. Now, what are you going to do? So you stuck with me right through to the end, and I promised you a view from the top, yet we're here in the gutter, which is okay because we can't go any lower. We can only climb higher, but in order to reach those heights, we need to see and feel the person we want to be. Not who we are or where we are, no matter how hard that is, no matter what else you've got going on around you. And when you realize that you can do this little bit of work on yourself at any time, in any place, you'll be able to take yourself from here to here. And you'll think, what an amazing view. But if you've done the little bit of work on yourself, you'll see an even more wonderful view. The view of how you now see yourself. Well, Dave, it doesn't sound like much of a reward. No, it doesn't come with a house, a car, or a boat. It just comes with a great feeling. And that great feeling wants to help the next person feel great, and the next person, and the next person. It doesn't get tired. Unlike me, I think this is my 30th location. So my best investment advice is invest in you. And thank you for having an interest in you, because that inspires me to do what I do. So, enjoy the view.
Follow your heart and trust in it, that it knows what's best for you. Even though it looks like it's leaving you and headed into the dark. When it returns, and it will, you'll see the light.